All right, welcome back to Arc Salt Lake on this Tuesday morning. Time right now is about 7:16. Everybody wants to get healthy, right? Everybody wants to stay fit. Sometimes you don't always know the best ways to do it. Maybe it just seems daunting. We've got a special guest joining me right now to talk about how to do this and some of the fads maybe or crazes that you've seen. Aaron Jeffers is a health and fitness coach. Thank you for coming in, Aaron.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Okay, let's talk about maxing, because we've heard a lot about, I've heard protein maxing, I've heard fiber maxing, maybe some people are doing other types. But what is it? How long has it been around here?
I don't know how long it's been around, but basically people are trying to get protein in every food that they eat. Mm-hmm. Their chips, their ice cream, their cereal, their water is one that I read. And then same thing with fiber, adding chia seeds to things and fiber supplements. And I get it. People are learning that protein is good for you and fiber is good for you and that you're not eating enough of it. And so they're like, oh, I'm just going to get as much as possible. Well, you have to be aware it is possible to get too much.
Okay.
And I'm a big believer of, and they even said this in articles, that if you can get your nutrients from whole foods, that's the best way. Mm-hmm. Just eat real food. You'll be better off. Avoid things in boxes. Avoid processed foods. You'll be much better off. When you go to the grocery store, do your perimeter shopping, is what I call it. Mm-hmm. So you just take a lap around the grocery store. You can get everything you need. Try to stay away from the aisles as much as possible.
Okay.
And you'll be much healthier in the long run, because it just doesn't taste that good. It's not sustainable, and yeah, you might actually have too much.
In terms of protein, how much should people be getting in a day?
I would recommend about 3/4 to a gram per kilogram, not pound, of body weight.
Okay.
So for me, I'm about 80 kilos.
Okay.
So 80 grams of protein for me is about what I need per day. I've had as much as 100 in a day, which I think is a little bit more. But, you know, I strength train a lot, and so for me it makes sense to have a little bit more.
Okay.
But I think the gram per pound is way too much for most people. It's really hard to do that, especially if you're, you know, 180, 200-pound guy. That's a lot of protein to do in a day.
And then in terms of fiber, how much should you be getting?
Fiber, you don't need as much, like 20 to 40 grams, really. And it's pretty easy to get fiber from whole food. You know, there's fiber in a lot of vegetables. That's probably the easiest way, is just stocky vegetables, fibrous vegetables. And then drinking fiber is, I don't know, I don't really love drinking fiber, but you can do it, obviously. Mm-hmm. But yeah, whole foods is the best way, and you don't need much. You can literally get all your fiber in one meal. You don't need to add it to everything throughout the day.
What about protein powder? How do you feel about protein powder?
So this is going to sound funny, but I'm allergic to whey.
Okay.
And they use whey for most protein powder, so I actually have never really used it because I'm allergic to it. I tried plant-based protein powders for a while, but I've recently stayed away from it. I just use eggs. So I'll put eggs in a protein shake with different fruits and things like that, nuts, peanut butter, and honey, and that works really well for me. So I don't actually use protein powder myself. I think they're fine. There's a local company called Gnarly that makes an awesome plant-based protein. So if you want to go that route, it is an easy way to get extra protein during the day. You know, if you're finding trouble getting that 80 to 100 grams that you need. But yeah, I don't think it's necessary for most people. I really don't.
When it comes to protein maxing, fiber maxing, or just getting more in your diet, I guess what is the benefit? Why has it caught on? What does it do for your body that helps you stay in shape?
That's a great question. I think it's coming from people that are already in a deficit, so they're already not getting enough. And so now they're going the other extreme, which is they're getting too much. So hopefully people are finding a balance at some point. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is one benefit of doing the protein maxing diet or any extreme or elimination diet, is you're taking yourself from one bad end of the spectrum and you're trying to go to the other side.
Okay.
But eventually you want to find some sort of balance, right, where you're not getting too much of anything, you're getting exactly what you need, maybe a little extra here and there. But yeah, you got to think about the long-term sustainability of things, right? You're not going to be protein maxing for the next 10 years. You know, you got to think about future you at some point, right? Mm-hmm. Is future you really going to want to be adding protein to every single thing? And you know, there haven't been a lot of studies on the actual health of protein chips and protein cereal and protein ice cream. Like right now, everyone's doing it. You see it all over the grocery store, but how healthy is it really for you? It's hard to say. There's also this thing called bioavailability, which basically is how easily can your body digest protein in different forms. And I don't know that the protein that they put in all these different products is actually that digestible for our body. So even though it may say you're getting 40 grams of protein in this chip, you might only be able to process like 20 to 25 of that. So you're getting less than half, right? Or a little more than half. Whereas if you eat, a steak or a chicken breast, you're getting most of the protein that's in that product, because it's a whole food and your body knows what to do with that. Your body freaks out when you throw stuff at it that it's never seen. It's like, I don't know what to do with a protein chip. So yeah, I'd be really curious to see what the actual science is behind the bioavailability of those products, and we just haven't seen that yet. So that, for me, gives me a lot of anxiety and fear. That's why I don't mess with it. I'm kind of waiting to see what we discover. So just be cautious.
I wonder how many of these products will still be on the shelves in 5 or 10
years.
Yeah,
exactly, right?
Let's talk about training here, because one thing that people have seen on social media, among others, but one I've seen a lot, the 75 Hard Challenge. What is that exactly?
So it's a list, quite a long list of things that you're supposed to do every single day for 75 days.
Okay.
And I don't know the guy who came up with it personally, but basically he was somebody who, I think he was living a quite how should we say this? Not an ideal lifestyle, and he was trying to change his life drastically. And so he came up with this list of things that were very different from what he was doing, and after 75 days he was like, oh my god, I'm a new person. And so he said everybody should do this. I do know some people personally that have done it and have had a good experience and have gained some great benefits from it. But again, just like protein maxing or fiber maxing, you have to think about future you, right? Are you going to be doing 75 hard for a long period of time? Probably not. There are things in 75 hard I think that are really good, like drinking more water, drinking less alcohol, reading more books, going outside more, right? Like, these are all good things.
Right.
But doing 2 workouts a day, drinking a gallon of water, the diet's pretty extreme, and completely abstaining from alcohol, I think these things are really hard for a lot of people and just not sustainable. And I don't know, I think that fitness and health should be fun at some point.
Yeah.
And if you're making it so strenuous and difficult for yourself, you're not going to have fun and you're not going to make it. And this happens a lot to people that do 75 hard, is they get to, like, let's say day 47 and they miss one thing on the list.
Oh boy.
And according to the rules of 75 hard, if you miss one thing, you have to start over. And that defeats,
ridiculous.
That defeats people mentally.
Yeah.
And it just reverts them back to where they were, right? So that part, I think, is something you have to be cautious of. If you miss one thing, give yourself a little grace. It's okay. You can keep going. And just take the things that are good. Take the things that you like, that are helping you, making you feel better, and continue to do those. Maybe 2 workouts is not the best thing for you. Just try to do 1. A lot of my clients, they do 4 workouts a week. And that's more than enough. If you train correctly, you don't need to do a lot. More is not always better, necessarily.
So as a health and fitness coach, obviously you get clients, they see all of this, they're looking for, I don't know, maybe not necessarily the easy answer, but the right answer, and they think there's only one right way. What do you tell your clients who are kind of starting on maybe a fitness and health journey?
Oh man, that's a good question. There's not one right way. There's so many ways to do it. In general, I say, what do you like to do, and what are the things that you struggle with? And there's a lot of common denominators, but most people, they do feel better when they exercise. They feel better when they move. Everybody likes to move differently. My girlfriend, for example, she doesn't like to lift weights like I do.
Okay.
She likes to dance. She's more of a performer, an entertainer, an acrobatic. So that's how she likes to move. Me, I'm not going to be doing that stuff. I'm not going to lie to you. I will not be suspending myself from a hoop in the air. That sounds terrifying to me, but that's what she loves to do.
Okay.
So you have to find a way to move that you enjoy, and then find out ways to make yourself move better, right? So let's say your thing is you like to play a sport. Well, there are certain movements in a sport that if you were stronger or more mobile, that would make it easier. So then that motivates you to do different exercises to get better at your sport, right? We live in Utah. A lot of people like to ski, hike, mountain bike, climb. Those are very demanding sports physically. So that tends to motivate a lot of people in Utah to train in the gym so that they can perform better outside.
Nice.
But they think of the gym as it's a means to an end, right? So it's sort of like a chore in a way. They don't love the gym. They're not doing the gym to get better at the gym. They're doing the gym to get better at their sport. And I love having those people because they are very motivated, and I can push them and just tell them, hey, this is going to make you better at your sport. And then when they see the transfer, in like 6 months to a year, that's when they get really excited. And it all goes together. If you find that, oh man, if I sleep a little bit more than 6 hours
right.
and I eat a little bit healthier, now I'm able to enjoy the outdoors even more. I'm able to play with my kids for longer hours, and there's all these benefits that we don't talk about enough, I think.
Okay.
People
Excellent.
get too caught up in the, like, oh, lifting heavier weight and looking a certain way, and yeah, that's all great, but what do you really like to do? What do you really enjoy?
Okay. Aaron, you're a health and fitness coach. Where can people find you? Can they find you on social media if they're kind of interested?
My Instagram is very simple. It's just my name. It's a.m.jeffers. And I put everything on there, so you're going to see all my different adventures, not just fitness stuff.
Okay.
So follow me on there, and yeah, come see me at a gym. I'm at the SLC CrossFit quite a lot. I'm at the Front. I'm at Bouldering Project.
Okay.
I'm at the Refinery, which is a bodybuilding gym. So all over the valley.
Aaron Jeffers, thank you for coming in this morning. We appreciate it, giving us some practical advice.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot. All right, stay up to date with the latest news, weather, and sports. You can download the KUTV 2 News app. Go to that QR code right there on your screen. That will start the download process.